Today is Tuesday, March 31st, 2020. It's the last day of March. That's so exciting. Also, we have been in school for 129 days. That is a lot of days. And look, this 9 is about to change because tomorrow it'll change into a 0 and this will change into a 3. So I want you to think about our straws. We'll make a bundle of straws tomorrow and move it over. So that's pretty cool, huh? Okay. Today, I was going to tell you, if you have lost a tooth, and you want to share that with me, remember you can share pictures on Instagram, Class Dojo, or texting me. I'm so sad that I haven't been able to hear about your guys' teeth that you've lost, because I'm sure you've lost teeth. So if you lose one, you can let me know if you want to, and I would love to see it. Okay, today's Kindness Day, because it's Tuesday, and so our book today is going to be all about kindness. And for our book today, we're going to do a little activity with it. So I made this heart out of paper. It's really easy to make. Let me show you what you have to do. It's super easy. So you can just watch me do this. Also, my little girl, Katie, come here. She's going to be here to help us. So you can just watch us do this activity, or if you want to, I'm going to show you how to make a heart really fast, and then you could pause the video and you can make one yourself. Okay? All right, so how you make a heart is you grab a piece of paper, you fold it in half, hamburger way. Remember, hamburger way means that it's the fat way, like that. So then there's this end that has, see how this end opens? Like that. And this end is like a book. So you can draw a heart on here. Oh, I don't have a pen. Oh, yeah, I do. So you could draw half of a heart on this paper. Let me show you. So I just used a marker to draw half of a heart. Then you use some scissors to cut out the heart. Cut, cut, cut. Just cut on the lines. And then voila, you made a heart, just like that. So if you want to do this along with us, you can pause the video really fast and you can go make one, okay? If you don't want to make one, you can just watch us. All right. So Katie's going to help me. She's going to hold this heart. This heart is like your heart, okay? And in this story we're going to read, it's called Chrysanthemum. And whenever somebody says something mean to Chrysanthemum, Chrysanthemum is this mouse right here. Every time someone says something mean to Chrysanthemum, we're going to crunch up this heart a little bit. Because you know when someone says something mean to you and it kind of hurts your heart a little bit and it makes you sad? The Chrysanthemum is the same way. It makes her sad, so we're going to scrunch up her heart. And then at the end of the story, we're going to see if her heart is very scrunched up. Okay? All right. So this book is called Chrysanthemum. Actually, we should probably scoot it back so you can see us, huh? Katie, let's scooch back a little bit. There you go. That's a little bit better. Okay. All right. So Katie's going to hold that heart for a second. I'm going to cover you up by the book for a second, okay? All right. So the day she was born was the happiest day in her parents' lives. She's perfect, said her mother. Absolutely, said her father. And she was. She was absolutely perfect. Look how cute. Her name must be everything she is, said her mother. Her name must be absolutely perfect, said her father. And it was Chrysanthemum. Her parents named her Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum grew and grew and grew. And when she was old enough to appreciate it, Chrysanthemum loved her name. She loved the way it sounded when her mother woke her up. She loved the way it sounded when her father called her for dinner. And she loved the way it sounded when she whispered it to herself in the bathroom mirror. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum loved the way her name looked when it was written with ink on an envelope. She loved the way it looked when it was written with icing on her birthday cake. And she loved the way it looked when she wrote it herself with her fat orange crayon. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Do you like your name? Katie, do you like your name? Yeah? She likes her name too, a lot. Chrysanthemum thought her name was absolutely perfect. And then she started school. On the first day of school, Chrysanthemum wore her sunniest dress and her brightest smile. She ran all the way. Hooray, said Chrysanthemum, school! Were you guys excited when you started school too? Were you excited when you started preschool? Yeah? School's so exciting when you start, huh? You get to make lots of new friends. But when Mrs. Chud took roll call, everyone giggled upon hearing Chrysanthemum's name. Oh no. So all these people have names that are short. So Dawn, Eve, Lois, Al, Les, Kay, Max, Sue, Bill, Pat, Tom, Sam, Ken, Joe, Rita, Victoria, and Chrysanthemum. Oh my goodness. They made fun of her because her name was so long. That hurt her heart a little bit. Can you scrunch up your heart? Let me show you. So we're gonna give our heart a little wrinkle. Ooh, that hurt her heart. Look at that. Can you guys scrunch up your heart if you have one? Ouch, did that hurt? Think that hurt Chrysanthemum's feelings? Oh no. It's so long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on your name tag, said Rita, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother, said Victoria. You're named after a flower. Chrysanthemum wilted. Oh no, they hurt her feelings again. Katie, scrunch it up. Here, can you hold it up so they can see? Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. Like this. Scrunch. Oh, ouch. Oh my goodness, here, let me scooch you back a little bit so you can see better. There we go. Oh, her heart is hurting. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and informed Mrs. Chud that Chrysanthemum's name was spelled with 13 letters. Oh no, that hurts. Go ahead and scrunch it up. Oh man, that hurt really bad. Mrs. Chud, oh wait, that's exactly half as many letters as there are in the entire alphabet, Victoria explained. Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria, said Mrs. Chud. Now put your head down. Victoria is not being very nice. Is she being very kind? What do you think, Katie? If I had a name like yours, I'd change it, Victoria said as the students lined up to go home. I wish I could, thought Chrysanthemum miserably. Look how sad she looks. All right, let's give that heart a big squish. Oh no. Oh, we're gonna even squish up this side. Oh, ouch. Is her heart looking like it's hurting? Hold up, babe. Welcome home, said her father. Welcome home, said her mother. School is no place for me, said Chrysanthemum. My name is too long. It scarcely fits on my name tag, and I'm named after a flower. Oh, pish, said her mother. Your name is beautiful and precious and priceless and fascinating and winsome, said her father. It's everything you are, said her mother. Absolutely perfect, said her father. Chrysanthemum felt much better after her favorite dinner, macaroni and cheese with ketchup, and an evening filled with hugs and kisses and parcheesi. So her parents made her feel a little bit better. So we're going to straighten some of these wrinkles out. Her parents were being kind. They said nice things to her. They spent some good time with her. So she's feeling a little bit better. But can you see that she still has owies on her heart? Can you see that, Katie? Oh, see? She still has a hurt heart because those girls were mean to her. Can you hold that? That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that her name was Jane. It was an extremely pleasant dream. Why do you think she wanted the name Jane? What do you think, Katie?
Because her friends were hitting her friend.
Yeah, Jane is a shorter name, so she thought that maybe they wouldn't make fun of her if she had a shorter name. That's so sad. The next morning, Chrysanthemum wore her most comfortable jumper. She walked to school as slowly as she could. She dragged her feet in the dirt. Chrysanthemum, Chrysanthemum, Chrysanthemum. What?
Let's see.
Okay, hold on. Chrysanthemum, Chrysanthemum, Chrysanthemum. She even looks like a flower, said Victoria as Chrysanthemum entered the playground. Let's pick her, said Rita, pointing. Let's smell her, said Joe. Chrysanthemum wilted. All right, give it a big squeeze. I'll show you the picture later. Oh no, look at her heart now. Ah, it's starting to get all crinkled again. Okay, hold that up so they can see. Thank you. I'll show you the pictures in a minute. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. Oh no. The rest of the day was not much better. During nap time, Victoria raised her hand and said, "A chrysanthemum is a flower. It lives in a garden with worms and other dirty things." "Thank you for sharing that with us, Victoria," said Mrs. Chud. "Now put your head down." I just cannot believe your name," Victoria said as the students lined up to go home. "Neither can I," said Chrysanthemum miserably. Oh man, give it another squeeze. Let's see if we can squeeze the bottom. Is your heart getting all squeezed too? Oh no, look at this. Ouch. They're not saying kind things. "Welcome home," said her mother. "Welcome home," said her father. "School is no place for me," said Chrysanthemum. "They said I even look like a flower. They pretended to pick me and smell me." "Oh, pish," said her mother. "They're just jealous and envious and begrudging and discontented and jaundiced," said her father. "Who wouldn't be jealous of a name like yours?" said her mother. "After all, it's absolutely perfect," said her father. Chrysanthemum felt a trifle better after her favorite dessert, chocolate cake with buttercream frosting, and another evening filled with hugs and kisses and parcheesi. All right, so her family helped her feel better. Can you flatten it out a little bit? Oh, her heart's feeling a little bit better. But let's look at this heart. Oh, it's starting to get really squished up. And even though her parents said nice things to her, it still wasn't enough to help it feel better. That night, Chrysanthemum dreamed that she really was a chrysanthemum. She sprouted leaves and petals. Victoria picked her and plucked the leaves and petals one by one until there was nothing left but a scrawny stem. It was the worst nightmare of Chrysanthemum's life. Chrysanthemum wore her outfit with 7 pockets the next morning. She loaded the pockets with her most prized possessions and her good luck charms. Chrysanthemum took the longest route possible to school. She stopped and stared at each and every flower. "Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum," the flowers seemed to say. So she's going to school and she already feels kind of bad. She's already sad. That morning, the students were introduced to Mrs. Twinkle, the music teacher. Her voice was like something out of a dream, as was everything else about her. The students were speechless. They thought Mrs. Twinkle was an indescribable wonder. They went out of their way to make a nice impression. Mrs. Twinkle led the students in scales. Then she assigned roles for the class musical. Victoria was chosen as the dainty fairy queen. Rita was chosen as the spiffy butterfly princess. Joe was chosen as the all-important pixie messenger. And Chrysanthemum was chosen as a daisy. So they have a music teacher, and they really love the music teacher. "Chrysanthemum's a daisy! Chrysanthemum's a daisy!" Joe, Rita, and Victoria chanted, thinking it was wildly funny. Oh man, let's just squitch up that heart a ton. Maybe, Katie, maybe we could even rip it a little bit because it's hurting so bad. Go ahead and give it a couple rips. Oh, oh, ouch. Did you hear that rip? Oh, ouch. Let's see it. Oh man, look, it has a hole here in the middle. See, and it has some holes up here on the side. Her heart is so hurt. It's so scrunched up because they keep saying mean things to her. Can you hold that? Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. "What was so humorous?" asked Mrs. Twinkle. "Chrysanthemum," was the answer. "Her name is so long," said Joe. "It scarcely fits on her name tag," said Rita, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother," said Victoria. "She's named after a flower." Oh, go ahead and scrunch it up. "Well, my name is long," said Mrs. Twinkle. "It is," said Joe. "Oh yeah, look at that heart." Ouch. My name would scarcely fit on a name tag," said Mrs. Twinkle. "It would," said Rita, pointing. "And," said Mrs. Twinkle, "I'm named after a flower too." "You are?" said Victoria. "Yes," said Miss Twinkle. "My name is Delphinium, Delphinium Twinkle. And if my baby is a girl, I'm considering Chrysanthemum as a name. I think it's absolutely perfect." So do you see how Miss Twinkle has a baby in her belly? So her name, Miss Twinkle, Rex, go upstairs. Rex, go upstairs. Sorry. So her name, Mrs. Twinkle's name, is Delphinium, which is a really long flower name too. And she's pregnant and she's thinking about naming her baby Chrysanthemum because she really likes that name. Chrysanthemum as a name. I think it's absolutely perfect. Chrysanthemum could scarcely believe her ears. She blushed, she beamed, she bloomed. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Okay, show me that heart. Oh, she's starting to feel a little bit better. We're kind of unwrinkling it a little bit. Miss Twinkle made her feel better. Okay, can you go shut the door, please? Making her feel a little bit better. Joe, Rita, and Victoria looked at Chrysanthemum longingly. Call me Marigold, said Joe. I'm Carnation, said Rita, pointing. My name is Lily of the Valley, said Victoria. Chrysanthemum did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She knew it. So Chrysanthemum, she was feeling really bad about her name because girls were being so mean that she got her heart all scrunched up. Kitty, can you come back over and sit over here? So she got her heart all scrunched up, and even though some people helped make her feel better by flattening it back out, she has some owies on her heart that will never be fixed. So when we say mean things to people, sorry, let me try to grab this really quick. So when we try to say mean things to people, it hurts people's hearts and it stays hurt for a long time. I remember some mean things. So there were these girls when I was in 6th grade. They said some really mean things about my shoes one day, and I still remember that. I'm 29 years old and I still remember something mean that someone said to me when I was in elementary school. So make sure you're always saying nice things. When we say nice things, we can help fix people's hearts, like with Band-Aids. But we really need to make sure we just never say anything mean at all, because it can hurt people's hearts and it can possibly never get fixed. So make sure that you are always saying nice things to people. Is it important to be nice to people? Why is it important to be nice to people?
Because hearts make it hurt.
Yeah, we don't want to hurt people's hearts by saying mean things, and our words can hurt people. So we have to make sure we say things really nice to people, all right? And never say mean things. All right, Kitty, thanks for your help. Okay, today for school, you get to write in your journal, and you get to make a sentence out of as many sight words as you can. So I was writing a sentence, and I used 6 sight words in my sentence. How many sight words can you use in your sentence? You're gonna write that in your journal today, all right? Also today, you're going to be talking about partners. So you know how we talk about partners of 10 and partners of 6? There's lots of ways to have partners, right? Like a partner of 5 is 2 and a 3. There's also other partners, right? Like a partner of 5 would be a 1 and a 4, or a 0 and a 5. This is just one of the partners to 5. But there's also partners to 6, right? So you can have 2 3s. 3 plus 3 equals 6. So a partners of 6 is 3 and 3. There's other ones too, like 1 and 5, or 4 and 2, but this is just one example. So there's lots of partners that you could get with lots of different numbers. So sometimes we talk about 10 a lot, about partners that make 10, like 9 and 1 make 10. We talk about that a lot, but there's also partners you can make with any number, okay? In math today, you're going to be showing me some different partners of some different numbers, okay? Also today, you are going to learn about this word. This word is of. This word is so tricky. I think this word should be spelled O-V, but somebody decided to spell it O-F because that's just the way you have to spell it. That's the way you have to remember that this word is of, even though it sounds like off. This word is off. Are these words the same? Nope, these words are not the same. This one has 2 F's. This one just has 1 F. So this is the word off. This is the word of. They are different. And this is your sight word today. All right? Also today, you are going to write some words that start with the letter L, and you guys get to sound it out and spell it the best you can. Okay? All right, well, I hope you have a good day, and I hope you remember to be kind today, and I hope you remember to use kind words so that you don't hurt someone's heart. We want people's hearts to be nice and happy like this. Do you see how nice and flat it is? This heart didn't get hurt very much, but this heart did get hurt. And so I want you to be so careful when you're talking to people that you don't scrunch up people's hearts. Okay? All right, well, I hope you have a good day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye!